Hi, and welcome back to the game. This is session 2 of Day of Sundering. Our campaign on the Crit World campaign. YouTube channel. I'd like to welcome back all of my players. Kazu, Cody, Anzu. If y'all like to sound off and chat, make yourselves known.
Sup?
When we last left off, in session 1, in the first session, our party consisting of Talon Nightvane, Anzu Sonata, and Mort met on the docks of the port of Seagate. After initial meetings, the party found themselves within a welcoming tavern where they met a strange man by the name of Magnus. After joining the group, the four of them set out to the village of Hamlet to see about a bandit issue the town's been dealing with. After they sought to find more information about the town, the issues they faced, they were attacked by a group of Rovagug followers and their strange hounds. The party, stealing themselves, fought off the attackers and came out victorious. Those are session notes that'll be found inside your journals. I believe everyone should be able to see that. From there, we're gonna start right where we left off.
So,
after,
like in the back alleys of Seagate.
Yeah, as y'all kind of begin, y'all remember the last. Y'all remember the last thing that happened at the end of our session. Mort raising his hand and suddenly a horrid cry coming out. And this person almost withering before your eyes. Mort, of course, kind of suffered something to a greater extent, hearing, not to your knowledge, but to Mort's knowledge, strange words in the back of his mind. As we continue, we kind of find ourselves just seconds after that happened. Some of you, more than 3/4 of the party taking some kind of hits from these handlers, these Rovgugian handlers and their strange hounds. From there, let y'all take off. Let y'all do what y'all would like to do now.
Is it possible for us to find somewhere to at least maybe get our wounds treated?
This is a very large town, and you know that this is a large port town, and you know that there's such commotion, and from what happened, that you probably could find some kind of help very quickly. Everybody give me perception check real quick.
Okay. Sarah.
What's that?
Perception checks.
Oh, sorry. Hang on.
Oh, good. I'm doing as well as I was last time. Getting low rolls.
Hang on. I'm trying to find my thing. Hang on.
I'm doing no better.
Huh.
You were saying?
Oh, good.
God, we're all doing fucking horrible.
Rolls on that one and gets better than both of us so far.
I know, that's hilarious.
Just waiting.
It's a little like it's like a little touchpad around the rim of the mouse.
That's what I'm doing. It's not scrolling.
Oh, you're scrolling up.
Alright, perception, you said? I'm sorry.
Perception.
Okay.
Perception.
Hold on, I need to see.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm trying to find my I'm trying to find where the chat is.
It's the
This might make you laugh. We all wrote about the same thing.
Three of
Let
us
me take
rolled
a
eights.
look.
3 of us rolled 8s, and one of us rolled a nat 1 plus 8 for a 9.
What the?
As all of us.
Okay.
Oh, actually, if you count my
That's interesting.
actually,
We're already rolling that one. That's fantastic.
technically, if you count my -1 from the sunlight,
You
I
actually did everyone actually roll all the same in that case? Did everyone roll 8s? Because it sounds
Yes.
everyone been rolling the
I
same.
forgot to put in the -1, so yeah. We all rolled an 8.
That is ridiculous.
As you kind of like look out, all of us kind of like focus on different lesser aspects of the event that happened. A question kind of pops up in all of your minds. Where did these guys, you saw these guys come from buildings. What were they doing in there? And part of you also questions, are there any more?
Okay, so in that case, technically, before going to look for medical help, it should. I kind of actually mentioned to the group saying like, while I would like for us to all get our injuries treated, we should probably check the buildings and make sure there's not more of them.
As y'all from earlier, from that first when they first appeared, you did see that there was a what was it? They came from this area and this area, like these two spots over here. Let me see if I can change the color. I don't think I can. I don't think I can change the color on this. Yeah, I don't think I can. Okay. And these two newer circles that I drew. How about I just make those fucking squares? Yeah. In these two squares that y'all see now, you kind of have a moment where, you kind of like, you saw like where they came through. Like you see like the doors have been battered down, like they've been broken down at the hinges. Is Mort back? As y'all kind of continue, I don't want to move on without somebody. You see Magnus. Y'all see Magnus. He's kind of like, seems like he's kind of like. You see, he's kind of like wandering. He's kind of like lingering behind y'all. Can you please?
Okay, I kind of call back saying, I do see Mort's mouse is moving.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. As it kind of lingers back, he kind of leaned back for a while, As the rest of y'all kind of like, as at least I think Talon is kind of like looking at these buildings.
But I noticed that he's kind of hanging back.
He's like kind of sticking a bit. You see, he's sticking closer to like Mort during this. Like he seems like he's not lingering behind the entire group. He's more like lingering closer towards Mort.
All right. Get my mouse back over to this screen. So I'll go. Which two are the ones before I move anything?
The squares.
You said this one and
no, the squares.
the squares.
Yeah, basically the squares. The ones that were already painted, those were the symbols of Rovagug and the aligned star that you guys saw.
Oh, okay. I'll start approaching the building over here.
Anzu, what are you doing?
Trying to see.
Oh, you remember trick double click the Well, you can dismiss that little box there.
Yeah. Hang on. Poor
Honestly, I'm
eyesight.
surprised that none of the others being like, how in the hell did he do that?
I might be wondering something, but I'm definitely probably gonna try to make sure the area is clear first.
True.
Yeah. As like
Okay, so on the
Mort, as you kind of like.
Oh, are you gonna go where I am and pick me up?
Yeah, where are you over here?
Map.
Yeah.
Yeah, Talon's
I'm
kind of
up
like
here.
Talon's kind of moving up. You see like Magnus is more than anything kind of trying to kind of like in a way kind of like have a word with Mort.
Okay.
Me before Mort speaks to Mort, Mort's just kind of like questioning, like I had no idea I had the capability to do something like that. This is like the real chance that he gets to actually use these power spins.
Yeah, you can roll a sense motive on Magnus to see, like kind of perceptions about this. You can kind of see if like are those kind of like the feelings that Magnus currently is kind of like showing, basically.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a difference. You kind of had this moment of that's Pathfinder, everybody. Jumping to an 8 to a 25 that fast. As Mort, as you look at Magnus, you kind of look at him for a second, and there's no malice. Well, in the short time you've interacted with Magnus, and from seeing him in combat now, there's no more malice than he had when you first met him. You can kind of tell that Magnus has a certain particular energy about him where he has like malicious intent towards the vast majority of things that he interacts with. But it's not, there's no more from seeing you do what you did than when he first interacted with the group, basically. So you don't think he's like his whatever firearm that he had earlier that he was firing those bullets from, they're not in his hands. You don't know if they're holstered, but they're not in his hands. So he's not in combat mode right now. So he might just try to be having like a word with you.
Okay. I asked him, you wanted to talk with me or something?
Yeah. Yes. Um. I. I. I mean. I noticed that you were lacking in rations, and I saw this cart over here had some more enough to share. I feel if we're going to be leaving this place, we should all be well stocked. And
Oh,
he
I didn't
gestures
even
over
realize that
and
myself.
he gestures over and there's like a well, there's like a cart that must have been like destroyed in the conflict. And you see like a crate smashed open, and there's about like more than multiple weeks worth of rations altogether. This looks like this was a new box of rations that was smashed open. Magnus reaches down and grabs a few, and he tossed a couple of you. These are almost like how I kind of like handle rations, how I kind of see rations. It's one of two ways, and this is kind of like how y'all can kind of interpret it too. Either it's the kind of like leather sack with like dried fruits, hard tack, crackers, things like that.
Dried salted meat or something.
Yeah, or you can look at it as MREs. Like it's the very like I think clinical, very like military dressed, not leather, but like more of like a held together very quick, very well, and it has like a ability to kind of like turn into a hot air quote hot meal very quickly. So yeah, he kind of tosses some to you. He kind of keeps them. He kind of has them for himself on the pack that he has on his back. He kind of puts some in there. Um, he says, goes like, I find it. He says, I find it strange that I mean, goes like, so you said you're leaving your old job behind, correct?
Yes.
I'm taking your last job was a farmhand of some kind. What?
Yes, it was.
Do you intend to continue that career?
No, I decided I wanted to leave that
So, and he kind of looks at you very, very.
behind.
He doesn't smile. I think I kind of said this when y'all first met him. Smiling seems like he seems like he's not able to properly smile. He has this moment where he kind of like looks at you and he kind of gives you like this like glance, and he says, "Well, then I guess the scythe must have a sentimental value to you. If you don't wish to return to that work."
Yes, I do have an attachment to the scythe.
Ah, so I built. So he says, "Well, I'm the last person who can judge you for sentimental attachments. Um, I have a few my own, but I don't keep them as openly as you do. Um, you're a man of the cloth. That's a good thing to have in these times. That's a good thing to have in these times. Um, I'm happy to be allied with you for the moment." I believe our companions are leaving us. I believe they went into this building up here. I believe we should join them before any other conflict breaks out. And you see like Magnus kind of continue on his way. So, um, someone's internet died.
What was that?
I say someone's internet died.
I don't think so.
Okay. So as Magnus kind of like continues, Magnus and kind of followed by both Anzu and Mort, Anzu and Mort, we kind of go to no, I'm just gonna go with that's fine. I think that's fine. We kind of go to these. I mean, Talon. You kind of make it there first. You kind of like you kind of like hustled along, while everybody else kind of held back. Give me a perception check as you kind of enter this kind of rundown building.
Okay.
Not
Good thing is
rundown
that
building.
once I'm through the door, kind of have a little bit of cover from the sun.
I just have a question. And can I grab some of the rations?
Yeah, he tosses you. He kind of like gestures.
From
He's
the
like,
crate?
take as many as you want.
Okay.
Yeah, he gestured and he was like, take as many you want. Sorry if that wasn't obvious. Again, Pathfinder for you. I'm gonna roll 2d10. And that's how many rations you're able to kind of pick up from this, from how many you and Magnus are both able to kind of pick up from this tent. Y'all are both able to find five rations apiece. So if you rationed out your rations, that could be 5 days worth of food.
Yeah.
So that's a positive, and you kind of realize that after you like, you're right, Magnus. You think that you can tell. Oh, that this conversation has had a double meaning. That conversation had a double meaning, but he also is true. Like, if y'all are going to be leaving this town, y'all need to be kind of well prepared. And you can kind of tell like Anzu and Talon were a little bit better prepared than you and Magnus was.
My
Magnus
rations,
noticed-
you just want me to get like trail rations?
Yeah, these are like very simple rations. Like however you kind of want to flavor the rations is very much up to you. In the case of Magnus, he kind of had like those, like the MRE style rations.
Yeah, more military background.
Yeah. More, he could have like very much like the limbus bread wrapped in a leaf. So Talon, as you come across this building, this is not a rundown building. I misspoke earlier. This is not a rundown building. Both these buildings are well kept. These are normal residential buildings. As you enter, it looks like it was this from the outside. It looks like it's a normal middle class home. On the inside, it looks like it's the back rooms of a slaughterhouse. As everyone else kind of appears next to you and kind of appears with you, there's this moment where all of you are kind of looking at this, and you kind of see
Yep. As they
You can talk. You can keep going.
What's this, people? This place reeks.
There's a moment where, I mean, like all of you see it. But I think with that high perception, Talon sees that around the slaughter, this was also almost like this was lived in for a bit. It seems like the attack happened, the slaughter happened, and then that handler and his dogs, they set up a sleeping arrangement in here. They slept in here for a couple days. They stayed here for a couple days. It's almost like they came in, killed the occupants, which you find scattered across the room, and then laid low for a bit. Until the conflict the conflict where you eventually killed them. Anyone give me like a religion check?
I could go ahead and do that.
Yeah, everybody can give me a religion check if they would like to. Magnus is not good at these, but I'm still gonna have him roll. Yeah, because he doesn't have knowledge of religion. He has a +1 of this.
I can try. It's
Not
the
his
plus deal for me.
Not his day. Roll better than Magnus, I'll tell you that. That's still good. That's still good.
I'm checking with Anzu right now.
I'll say, is Sakura still there?
She had to step out for a sec, but
Did Anzu roll?
wait.
Or no?
Oh,
Okay.
I thought I was DMing.
So we have a 19.
A 14, a 6.
Yeah. The two. Okay, so Talon and Mort. Talon and
She's
Mort.
back. She's gonna go
Okay.
quick.
If she wants to roll, she can. I don't think she's trained in religion. I think from last time she wasn't trained, but she can try. Trust me.
I thought bards were trained in all the knowledges, but I don't think she has ranks in it.
Yeah, so I think she wouldn't get the
What are we
+3.
watching? Religion?
Yep.
Okay. Right here. I have a +3 actually, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the +3 is just from being trained.
That- Why is everyone rolling like the same roll? Like this is not
better than what I rolled last time.
Look
So
at this funny little
Magnus
situation.
Magnus is kind of like Magnus. Anzu is very much Anzu. I'll ask you this: Are like your background? You don't think you would be very privy to be like, "Yep, here's blood and guts everywhere. I'm okay with seeing this."
You basically just walk into a slaughterhouse. Like the
A
occupant,
literal
you wonder
slaughterhouse.
where the occupants are over there. These guys we just fought were staying in this place. You're wondering where the previous occupants are. Well, they're over there, and up there.
What the hell did I just walk into?
Anzu is shocked by this. Magnus is blank stare, 1,000-yard stare. But Mort and Talon.
I think you cut out for a second there. I heard 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, Magnus 1,000-yard stare. He's not picking up on anything. But Mort and Talon, both of you kind of pick up on something. Mort a bit more. Y'all recognize the symbol. Y'all recognize the symbol from before. That symbol of Rovagug. In all of your knowledge of Rovagug, in the very limited one, unless you've delved into the darker gods that exist, especially in that style, in the Rovaguggian style, very much like destruction, terror, unmatched destruction. This does not make sense for him. Or at least the slaughter does. The handlers, the humanoid figures, that makes sense. This makes sense in the context of these figures. The dogs don't. You know, Rovagug followers are not above using animals to destroy large sections of people. They're not above that. Beasts of burden, all that. But how these animals were, these were not just simple like dogs who were riled up and then sent after their enemies. These dogs, like I said, they had almost like surgical wounds that were open on their bodies. So you don't know if this is the specific sect of Rovagug, or if this is something else, or where these dogs would have come from for this to happen. But that's like what you're kind of seeing. And if you look like the second house is kind of the same. That second home that we kind of that second home they came from is more the same. Occupants have been slain, and almost like smaller offerings or smaller things that would be kind of that would coincide with Rovagug are also there. So whatever this is, there are the red strings there, but they're not all leading to the same place.
And they wouldn't have left any equipment or anything behind, basically. Like these people very much, they just came, wrecked the place, and had nothing but the clothes on their back.
Basically, like it seems like they almost like they were able to get into these houses, murder the occupants, and wait. Anybody can do a sense motive on these guys during the fight, or like right. I mean, can do a sense motive to figure out if you got a certain feel from them during the fight.
Okay, you said try sense motive and see if we got a certain feel. Let's see.
Almost like a feel in combat. You know how they say, yes, I know this person so well because I fought them before. Our swords clash, so I know more about them. The good old anime sword mindset. You kind of
I got an 19.
With that. You kind of figure
This
that
very.
you don't think it's personal. You don't think this was personal. You think that this was more general terror and dread. Cause as much of that as possible, kill a few people, go stab a bunch of people. That's all they were kind of like set to do. That's all they were set to do. You don't think this was personal. This wasn't a target against you, Anzu, Mort, Magnus, or anybody else. If they killed somebody, great. If they didn't kill somebody, if they made it out alive, they succeeded, but obviously they didn't.
Yeah, I just turned to everyone. I was just like, yeah, this was just a random jumping.
Ironically enough, you guys
These people just
wanted.
wanted.
Well, when does a fight turn into a jumping? If you started the jumping and then all of a sudden you get outnumbered, is it a reverse jumping? But that turns into a whole. Well, reverse jumping is one guy fighting everybody. That's the thing. Like a Madara fight is a reverse jumping. Like one guy beating everyone. That's a reverse jumping. Anyway, sorry. I blame Hood JJK for my questioning of what is a true jumping or not. Anyway.
Oh.
I mean, not quote that here before I get demonetized. Anyway, Magnus can just kind of remain quiet there, and it's just like interesting. He kind of looks at you and says, "I believe you wish to find medical assistance. I believe that might be our best, our best option currently."
Right. We need to get our injuries treated, then get headed towards Hamlet to figure out whatever is going on with this job.
I agree. What is everyone else's opinion? He kind of gestures towards Mort and Anzu.
I agree.
Yeah, I think we should keep going.
What was that? Or Mort?
I was saying, we should probably just keep going.
We don't know what we'll run into on the way to Hamlet. It might be good for us to go ahead and just get our injuries bandaged up and then get going.
As y'all continue, Y'all kind of leave this horror show behind. The bodies on the ground, these two murder houses as they stand. Y'all kind of lead farther down this path, down the waterway towards like the main canal, and this main gate of Seagate. As you kind of continue, y'all come across. I know. Y'all come across this. Did I not set it to the active one yet? Yeah. Y'all come across
I was loading in.
a massive convoy of ships, massive man-of-war ships. You see soldiers on top of them running about, barking orders. You see on the docks, soldiers, guardsmen, all seem to have recently come out of combat with strange dogs, large brutish men. They seem to, you see that the large ship convoys seem to, they have almost negligible damage to them. Almost like some of these beings made it to the ship, but they were quickly almost either shot down or kind of killed in the melee after. As you look around, there is one man, kind of a man, and kind of like he has a small badge on, cloak, and he seems to be barking orders to the other soldiers as they are bandaging people up, bandaging people as well as bandaging people as well as kind of cleaning up the dead bodies, both enemy and friend alike.
These dead bodies, are they like the people we just fought, or is this something else?
Yes, exactly like it. They are in those that hide-ish armor. You find more of those dogs.
So
A number of those dogs. They all have like the spiraling madness of Rovagug on them, somewhere emboldened on them, either on like their chest, and like kind of a whitish paint. You hope is whitish paint. Kind of like just covering their bodies. They're picking up those bodies, tossing them to the side, damn near into the gutters. It's just like, and they're all like, you kind of hear a couple obscenities from them where it's like, F that guy. Same thing with like the strange dog corpses that exist too. While several of the you see several of the town guard you see also have fallen. It's such a dichotomy, like split down the road. Some like the Rovagug followers thrown into the gutter. These other men, white sheet covering their bodies. There are people praying over them, showing the symbols of Paylor, of Sarenrae, of Abadar, just protection, just over their fallen comrades. While there's other, like, you see on this figure's, like, that the one figure's face, he's pointing, but he seems like he's very like, not just from a battle, but just the concept of everything that's just happened, very like high strung and very like annoyed at this whole situation. What are y'all doing?
I mean, we just kind of got here. I don't know if they even noticed that we're here.
People are kind of like rushing by, like people are kind of like saying like "excuse me," where they're actually thinking about courtesy in the town like this. But you also see another man. Another man is also like speaking with a number of what look like civilians. Some of them have taken a wound or two. And he's writing on like a board. He looks like more of an official, not directly a town guard, more of like a a bureaucratic figure is writing it down on sheets
Kind
of
of like
paper.
like almost like an officer of the peace, like a constable or something.
Yeah, like he's writing down like on the board, and it's just like write something on a board, then he hands it to somebody, and that person kind of like goes off, either helped or otherwise. You are noticing that the people who are walking off are bandaged and or limping, so you probably think this might be people who are injured in the fight that weren't outright killed.
Okay, I'll go up to the guy who had the board, and I'll kind of ask like, what the hell happened here?
He said, "Well, he kind of like he's very like not dead eyed. He's very like this is kind of out of my pay grade situation where it's like, oh my god." He's like, well, sir, please wait your turn. We shall get to everyone in a timely manner. I mean, he kind of looks at you. I mean, I understand this was a lot, but we shall get you in a timely manner, sir. And he's like, you see him looking at the arrow in your were you shot by an arrow? I think you were.
Yeah, I was shot by an arrow.
Okay. I think 3 out of the 4 of us got shot with arrows last session.
Yeah.
He
Right,
kinda, like-
I kind of
hurt.
look at him and I'm like, this can wait. Trust me, I've had worse in my past, but I was just wanted to know what happened because I see all these bodies here. We 2 of them attacked us out in that alleyway, and we self defense, had no choice but to kill them.
Say that as you say, like, oh, 2 of them attacked. I mean, you were attacked by 2 of them on the in the alleyway. He's like, oh no. I'm just like, he kind of like has almost like a realization of like, it wasn't just here. Oh no.
No, when he has that realization, it takes me a second to realize he's probably thinking elsewhere in the city. I'm like, oh, those 2 are dead.
He kind of like he almost fails to acknowledge the remark, and he's like, he says, what direction did you come from?
I just kind of point towards the alleyway where I'm like, you'll find the 2 bodies. Unfortunately, they had already ransacked 2 homes by the time we got there.
Well, that falls in line with what else we were seeing. You see, as you kind of look out, you see homes, like residential homes. Several other ones have been. You see those broken doors. So this, as you're kind of piecing, as all you kind of piece together, is like this. What you ran into was a much smaller contingency of the larger attack that happened. You look around. There's probably like maybe a dozen of those handlers, those the Rovgungian followers, and about more than double that those.
Okay, when I see that, I'm just like, kind of like almost like half muttering, like, by the 9 hells, how many of them are in this city?
As you kind of continue on, I mean, as it goes, like, you said you slayed the men, right?
Correct. I believe it was 2 of them and 3 or 4 of their dogs.
Are you the only? You said you and your companions were involved?
Correct. It was the 4 of us.
He kind of looks over and sees the group, sees the party, and he's like, I do greatly commend all of you. He kind of takes out a clipboard. He flips to another page. He flips to a different page, and he writes out several. He writes out 4 pages. He writes out 4 things. He says, this is a. These are. He takes out 4 of them. He kind of like takes out 4 and goes like, for each of you. He kind of goes to each of you and says, this is a writ of valor. This is a writ of valor. Good at this is good for the work you did to help protect this city. This this is good for gold and or medical service at the Temple of Abadar. Please
Okay.
take them
Thank you.
as a gift from the city. He kind of like hands it to all four of you, and it's like here. He again says there should be people already heading that direction. Just follow the trail of injured people and the guards. They'll show you the way.
All right. Thank you. And just in case, we'll also keep an eye out in case there's any more.
That would be much appreciated. Anyway, as you kind of continue, y'all do follow this procession. It's a number of people. A lot of people were kind of injured. You're aware that if y'all were less adventured, less seasoned, a sudden attack from multiple dogs, as well as like another individual could have been the death of any of you. I mean, in the simplest way to put, how would this look from a person's POV? If you've ever played Injustice 2, Harley Quinn's X-Ray, that's basically it. When she she just like sends the hyenas after you, and then she walks up and just bonks you on the head with her hammer. Yeah, that's basically what would happen. Like if you had been caught out by these creatures, like in this situation. As y'all are kind of leaving, y'all kind of take a glance behind y'all, and y'all see this massive ship. This ship seems strange coming through this port. It is, I mean, this is a man of war, basically. This is a very big ship for very important reasons. Why it's coming through Seagate? As far as what you all knew about Seagate was the smaller port. The little sister port. Ships like this don't come through Seagate. So this thing trying to pass through Seagate, there's a question of if this thing can even fit through the gate itself. So there's the question of like, why was it here? But as this kind of like lingers in your mind, y'all go deeper into the city, and you find through like the town of Seagate, this almost like moss-like town that has kind of like encroached over this gate, over this town's gate. I mean, over this port gate. You find inside the gate itself, inside the bastion itself, the Seagate itself, you begin coming across a rather well-maintained section of the city. Kind of worn but well-looking cobblestone. Kind of light coming from inside the building. And you see above this large archway is the symbol of Abadar. Which is a large key with a city in the center. At the top of the key. If anyone wants to roll religion again for this, they can.
Okay, I'll take my gamble with the flat roll.
I'll go ahead.
Wow. It's not his day. Not his thing. It really isn't.
Try the roll.
Yeah, there we go. There's the cleric.
Scared.
Yeah. Well, study bard's about to roll too.
Yep. Here we go.
More
I think,
obviously,
I think he's skipping that day.
obviously the
You're getting the
cleric,
bad rolls out the way.
obviously the cleric kind of knows of Abadar. Abadar is kind of like the patron of cities. He's the patron of cities, but also he's primarily the patron of commerce. He is lawful neutral. He is lawful neutral, so he's willing to do the back alley deals. He's willing to do the to make less than necessarily 100% nice deals. He's the god of commerce, not the god of fair trade. So as Abadar kind of as y'all go towards the Church of Abadar, da, 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 da. I know y'all can't see. Y'all come across almost a
I can
cathedral.
see.
Almost like a cathedral in the Seagate. A massive vaulted ceilings. As you kind of look at this, it looks like on this there's like the church section. What looks like the pews and the kind of hearing the words of the clergy.
Whole area.
On the side, it seems like there's almost like a stock market going on. Like, you see a bunch of men who are dressed very similar like Mort. Kind of talking about trade deals and stock exchanges. Very much a lot of Abadar, I mean, if you want to look at it, a lot of the more kind of not commerce, I mean, more commerce centric, more gold centered people of Abadar's church would be almost indistinguishable from from finance bros. So buy, sell. It was like cut the what you call them short and everything. It's kind of that style. More, I think there's a bit of catharsis where you realize of all the choices I've made in life, at least I'm not one of them.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of walk in, you do see a number of people at these kind of like little kiosks kind of being like handing in slips, those slips that were given by the official earlier, and some clergy come out and they just kind of end up like passing hands over wounds and kind of like you can see closing up the wounds and everything. What are y'all doing? So y'all in this church. What do y'all feel like doing?
Mm.
Mort,
Don't really need anything. I'm just kind of here to see what everyone else needs.
Were you injured in the fight?
No.
I wasn't.
Everyone who crit got shot. I kid you not. Everyone who crit got shot.
Yeah,
Last session.
I put a little detail in the a little funny detail in the chat,
Oh.
in our private chat.
As your
It's almost like I would have to request. I'd have to request either like just the gold or the or for non-magical healing.
as all of you kind of stand there, you do see a younger clergyman comes up and he says like, I can see you lot are injured. Is there a? I mean, goes like, how can I help all of you?
Um, I'm yeah, I'm kind of like trying to think about how to word what I need to say.
He looks at everyone. He sees like he looks at Mort for a second. And he's like, well, sir. And goes like, I feel like you could use a hot meal. Kind of freshen. I mean, freshen up that face of yours. And he kind of like. I mean, we do offer a well. I mean, we do offer a well maintained meal for our our congregation and also any fellow members of the cloth.
Yes, I would very much appreciate that.
He kind of begins walking, kind of like ushering you along, and he says like, "Well, are you was like I do not wish to pry, but are you a fellow follower? Are you a fellow follower of Abadar himself, or do you follow one of his sister religions?"
Follow with Abadar
Ah, uh,
myself. Oh, but I wouldn't mind. Uh, is that a problem?
um, I like to believe we have open arms here. I like to believe we have open arms here. So I do was like, but I also believe in the safety of the city in the name of Abadar himself. As long as you are, as long as you are not, as long as you do not threaten my city, you are welcome here.
Sure. So I don't have any plans on trying to hurt anyone.
I don't either. Please, I don't either. As you see these two kind of walking away, as you see these two kind of walking away, as you see these two kind of walking, I mean, as you see like the two clergymen kind of walking away, Magnus kind of says, "Well," he goes like, "Well, I believe we should be getting healed up." He kind of puts his arms around you two and kind of like starts moving y'all towards the kiosks. Goes like, "I believe we should." Goes like, "I believe we should be seeing ourselves to our best in health." Our best in
Oh
health
God,
as we are going to help Holland.
I am fucking sweating buckets right now.
He kind of like goes like, "I see we've all been pin cushioned by that ne'er do well earlier." Um, you Magnus kind of brings all three of you to the kiosks and says, "We were handed these by an official. We would like to turn them in." And he places the three writs on the board. After they take the three writs, three more clergymen appear, as well as 24 gold pieces apiece are given to each of you.
You said 54?
24.
24, okay.
I believe 24. I think I said 24. Let me check my notes.
Okay,
It might
24,
be
so that would be...
24. Nope, I was wrong. I was wrong. 50. 50 gold pieces apiece.
54?
50.
Okay, so 8, that's 89. That's 89 for me. As for you, let me just
50,
come
yeah,
over
you were
here.
each given 50 gold pieces for protecting the town.
38.
And by
Can you do 30 plus
patronage of
54 real
Abadar.
quick?
As you, but I mean, as these three
54?
clergymen, they appear. Each of them, kind of like take y'all to sit on one of the pews. With a quick moment, they kind of wave their hand. Anzu, they kind of wave their hand over you, and they kind of heal all your wounds. they heal the they kind of remove the arrow very gently, and then kind of like heal up the hole that it left. You are now back at full HP.
Can I request the traditional healing method?
He kind of like looks at the man who's like currently talking to you says like, is there? I mean, goes like, is there an issue with? Is there an issue? Are you having some kind of issue? Does magic not work on you?
Just a preference.
This would be, sir. This would be quicker and wouldn't leave a scar, as normal medicine would.
Just a call it a tradition from my days in the. I just realized we never named the mercenary group I was in, but
Sounds like a next session kind of issue.
yeah, a tradition from my past.
Sir, if there is a medical if there's a medical issue that I would need greater assistance attending to, we are more than happy to find a private venue. You did help protect the town. I would be amiss if you are suffering from a pain that is greater than the arrow.
Right. I am running out of things to say.
He kind of does like offer a almost like kind of like there were like triage places kind of going on. Triage places, so like kind of people who have like more broken bones and need like almost like quick surgeries and things like that. He kind of does like say like if there's a medical issue that might be greater than my abilities, we could take you to check on that.
Right. If we could talk to one of them.
He begins ushering you away, and he tends in like one of these private tents. As they usher you away, you see another cleric, another cleric, kind of like working on Magnus. As you kind of see, as you walk away, Anzu, could you give me a perception check? Does Witchcom have like a? Does Pathfinder have a medicine check?
It's a regular perception check.
Yeah, regular perception check. Do they have a medicine check? Do they? No, the heal check. They have a heal check. Never mind.
Dirty 20.
Okay. As you as you're kind of like, you watch as they pull as like an arrow that's kind of like been like kind of sticking out from Magnus's shoulder, but he's been moving without really noticing any difference. He kind of like has this moment.
Does anyone get a check? Does anyone get a check to notice me kind of seeming to turn down magical healing?
I mean, they can. As you kind of pull, as they kind of like pull the arrow from Magnus, as well as like as they kind of like pull the arrow from Magnus, there's a moment where she's kind of like where the clergyman is almost checking Magnus's vitals, and the person is confused. They have like a very confused look on their face. And he gestures for both of you, like the clergyman and you, to come closer. The other clergyman takes a stethoscope, listens, and is like, it seems just as confused. Like, he kind of offers it to you. Like, do you take it?
You?
Anzu?
Yeah, so so Anzu looks up. She notices that they're confused, and she asks, "What's wrong? What's going on?"
They continue to offer because like you just have to listen, like you have to listen to this, and you like they extend the stethoscope to you for you to like put it on.
All right, let me take a listen. So she takes it, and she takes a listen for herself.
You're being a bard, being a person whose magic comes from music and sound itself. Some people can say that the first music any person is ever exposed to is the beating of their mother's heart. With that, the sound of a heartbeat is is the most essential foundational beat in the entire world in the entire world. As you listen to Magnus's chest, expecting to hear that same like universal rhythm of life, you don't hear that. It's not in the way of it's silent. He has a heartbeat, or it has a sound, but not a heartbeat. What you hear, it sounds like a V8 engine in his chest. If Anzu understood what an engine sounded like, that's what she would piece together as. But Anzu, they're all confused because this is something completely separated from anything like they would have heard before, coming from this man's chest. With that 20, as you look at Magnus, Magnus kind of like the blank kind of expression on his face. He looks at you in the eye, and you see two things. You see two things. In the back of his eyes, pinpricks. Pinpricks of glowing red. And from that, everybody still here?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
So what was the last thing I heard?
The back of his
Oh, the back of his eyes.
Yeah,
and then it kind of cut out.
You see at the back of his eyes almost pinpricks of glowing red. You look over and look at the wound on his shoulder, on that opposite shoulder. There's no blood where that arrow should be. You look at your wound, your dress, your very pretty dress is kind of has a wound, has that blood stain on it. Same thing with Talon. All of you had like those blood wounds from where that arrow pierced you. The clothes are ripped. It pierced and caught purchase on something. But you look at the wound and you can swear you see a subtle, not glow, just a sheen of almost cobalt blue just under the skin. And Magnus kind of like then just adjusts himself and kind of like fixes his clothes and it says, "Is everything okay?"
I have never seen or heard anything like this. What is happening?
I believe I am. I believe I am healed. I believe I am healed. Um, I I feel myself good as new. Are you to the best of your abilities, Anzu?
I mean, yeah, but I'm sorry, that was not a heartbeat I heard. I don't know what that sound was, but that was not any heartbeat I've seen, and you have an open wound and you're not bleeding. This doesn't make any sense. What is happening?
It is best that I explain in better company. And as far as my heartbeat, it is a heart. It is beating. It is a heart, and it is beating. I am still alive. That is the positive of it all.
Did y'all even notice that I had left?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of like, yeah, kind of. You had a very vocal thing of like, nope, nope, don't heal me, don't heal me, sir. As we continue, as Anzu and Magnus kind of talk.
Hello?
Sorry if there is a hair dryer in the background, because that is currently what is going on.
Nah, I can't hear anything.
Okay, that's good. As you kind of as that conversation still continues, Mort, you're kind of ushered towards the altar to have a conversation. They are handing out a meal. It's a very like small platter, basically like a food plate, basically. A bowl, basically of a what looks like to be like well done stew, basically, and they seem to be handing it out to many of the people who are hurt during the attack. Who were hurt during the attack. Of course, you were kind of like, they kind of like looked at you and said, "You need fluids. You need fluids." As this continues, as he kind of looks at you and he kind of gives you the bowl, he kind of sits down, sits down. He doesn't have one himself. He's kind of like still like on the clock almost. He kind of says, "So what brings you to our church?" I'm sorry, I may have been too forward. What's your name, sir? I mean, brother. And what brings you to my to this town? I mean, to this to this place of worship.
My name is Mort, and as I just said, I mainly came here with my companions since they needed treatment.
What was like? He kind of looks over. The man kind of looks over. He does see. He sees Talon being taken away, being kind of like helped away, and you see Anzu and Magnus kind of close, kind of like getting themselves kind of taken care of. That's good. That's good. What brings you to this town though? I know Seagate is kind of a smaller
I
port.
originally was sent here to try and sell some produce from the farm I used to work at, but I've decided I had enough and decided to just quit and adventure with some newfound knowledge that I've used.
Interesting. Have you ever been inside of a church to Abadar? You gotta
I have
actually
not.
churches of Abadar. You can roll a religion check for me real quick. 1 second.
Okay.
Can y'all two quiet down? 24. Religion checks are coming in handy today.
Oh yeah.
As you kind of like have that moment, like Abadar, churches of Abadar, they're more than anything called, they're called vaults rather than churches. Each one almost like an extension of Abadar's own treasury almost. Abadar blesses towns and cities and towns, cities, even hamlets in the way of commerce and prosperity. Merchants merchants pray to Abadar for good sales, fair prices, things like that. This place is there's even been talk of some smaller towns having very small churches to Abadar, or even just having a lockbox that has Abadar's symbol on it in a way to keep them as a lockbox for their money. You kind of look around. Abadar doesn't coincide with your current teachings. Not in a way that is directly, I hate you. Not directly in a way that is almost adversarial, as you know, for other religions that exist. But you wouldn't like taking the risk of remaining in an Abadar place for very long if they aren't already predisposed to the information about you.
I'll say to the DM that at main, Mort is with the party for the moment, but doesn't wish to stay for a extended period of time in the temple or the vault, as it should be called.
Okay. As you kind of silent, as you kind of become a bit of silent at the thought of this, you kind of eat the soup, like the broth they kind of give you. And the man kind of looks at you for a moment. He kind of very silently leaves to your own thoughts. With that, we go over to Talon. Talon kind of you're ushered away by this other clergyman into one of the private partitioned off areas. And it says, sir, is this a sir, I see that you are wounded. You and your friends were wounded, and from what we can tell, were wounded in service to this city. I wish to help you, but you are making this difficult.
Um, I I do have my reasons.
If you could better elaborate on these reasons, if it is an allergy of some sort, or not wishing to associate yourself with the church, that's something that I personally would be. I cannot say I won't be offended at, but I would try to understand.
Right. Right. You could call it an allergy. I don't respond well to traditional healing spells, so that I just tend to prefer like regular medicine and stitches.
You are aware that this would not have the same effect as as normal healing, correct? As magically based recuperation.
I am aware. I am aware.
Is it
I
the
served a
idea?
tour in.
Is it the idea of magic in general, or is it the source of the magic that is not looked well upon?
Okay, I mean, I wouldn't say that.
I can find a wizard. I mean, we keep several wizard scroll. I mean, several scrolls inscribed by a local wizard. Just for this case, if you do not wish to be touched by Abadar's light, that we encourage all to have a relationship with Abadar, but we are not going to force you to know that light and in fear that it will blind you. We have several cure wounds spells that would help, that would hopefully help you, and hopefully one day you'll find yourself enlightened by
I would
our
assume.
Lord.
I would assume. I would assume like I assume like out of character. Those scrolls, they're still cure wounds,
Yes,
so they
are
would
cure
still
wounds.
have
They are still cure
that
wound
same
spells.
effect.
Yes. They are still cure wound spells.
I would still prefer not to use the scrolls.
Um, well, I shall. If there's no helping you, I shall see to your. We shall see to your checkup, and of course, I will fetch the fetch the fetch the doctors to help you along with that. Um, he does bring out like a stethoscope and kind of like begin your checkup. Um, he kind of like gestures, goes like, "Sir, if you could remove some of your layers. I understand your work kind of calls for a lot of this, but if you could help, if you could remove some of them so I may properly understand, so I can properly check your
Right.
vitals."
And I'll do that, like removing the layers. He will. I know he'll probably take note of the stark, freaking paleness.
I'm going to roll something. Keep this low hidden. Okay, after I roll this, I want you to give me a high or a low.
High or low?
High or low.
Okay. Okay, I'll leave it to chance. One is high, two is low.
I just did that.
Huh?
I just did that. That's why I rolled the dice.
Okay. I'll say high.
High. What's the outcome you would prefer in this case? That he knows he figures you're a Dompier, or that he doesn't?
I prefer him not to try and kill me on the spot.
There's a moment he looks at you. He looks at you, kind of sees the starkness. And he kind of like gives this look. He kind of like gives you like this look. He kind of like looks you up and down for a moment. He kind of sits back, and kind of sits in a stool, and he says, "Son, I am not here. You helped our city. I have no malice against you. I don't know where you come from. I don't know what your story is. I'm trying to help you. All I need you to do is be straight with me. Why are you refusing the service?
All right, can I do a sense motive check to see if okay, at this point
Sure.
there's no hiding it, he knows.
Sure. He's being earnest. He's being earnest.
All right, so he's being earnest, but I was trying to see if I could see if he probably knows at this point.
You can't tell if he knows, but he's being as honest. He's trying to help you. And you think that if you're at least honest with him and give him a straight answer, that he'll possibly will take it positively. But who knows?
Okay. I'll basically I may not use the word Dom here at this point, but I will say, okay, I'll be honest with you. On my last tour before I left the war, not in, but closer to my home country, there were some cultists. They tricked the mercenary company I was with, and guess I'll just say I was cursed, and that is why I can't use traditional healing spells.
Mm.
My goal at this point, I want to seek out whoever sent them, and even if I can't fix myself, stop them from doing it to anyone else.
As you say this, you kind of see this look on his face of like he rubbed the bridge of his nose, and he kind of says, if Abadar looked upon me more greatly, I would be happy to help you. Sadly, he does not. But what I can do, I've heard of this before, where positive energy has the opposite effect on people. And it takes negative energy to help them. I can perform such an act. I personally, I do not like performing such an action. But if it is to help you to see that you may see your journey continue and you can continue helping this city in any way that happens, I shall bear that burden.
Okay, I definitely apologize for a situation where you have to do this.
There's no son. There's no need to apologize to me. You've done nothing wrong. Yes, I understand the shakiness, but you've done nothing wrong to me. You offered no offense. He kind of he walks over to you and he raises his hands. Instead of like more of like that. Instead of his hands glowing as you saw with the others, you see almost like a darkening aura around his hands, and he kind of like weaves them around the wound. In a normal case, as you saw this before the curse, this effect would almost cause that singular wound to almost open and gash and bleed very quickly. In your case, you see the opposite happen. It's almost, in a weird way, it's multiplying a negative by a negative and creating a form of positive energy that heals you. And through this process, you are now at full HP. As you finish, and he walks you out, kind of patting you on your back for comfort. You see Anzu and Magnus kind of talking, and Magnus is now standing, and he's standing and kind of like giving you that same blank, giving all of you that same blank stare, and he's like, Talon, Talon, Mort. He calls to Mort down the pews, and he says, "If we are all set, I believe we should be heading on our way. Hamlet waits for no man."
Yep, let's get moving to Hamlet. Should we? I know we've used a lot of our equipment. Let's see. I check my. Okay, I still have 19 arrows, but I believe Miss Anzu here might be a little low on her sling bullets.
Yeah, I am a little low. I had to use a few of them during our last encounter.
Well, I believe goes like, well, in that case, I do believe we should stop by a market if there are any, or a blacksmith if there are any open after the situation, and see if we can restock.
Okay, let's grab some equipment. How are you on your bullets?
I was well stocked before, but it does not hurt to have more. You can never have enough bullets.
Correct. All right. So I guess we head over to a local blacksmith shop and pick up some equipment.
As y'all kind of like are beginning to leave, Anzu, as you all are kind of walking away, as you kind of see Magnus and kind of like that head up, kind of head out, chest poked out way he walks, you see like that, almost like that shirt, that vest he wears, kind of like pull away. The wound hasn't closed. You see like that wound that he had, that arrow shot, has not closed. But he is walking like there's nothing wrong with him. If you would like to roll a medicine check, you can. Only Anzu. Anzu's the only one who's aware of this, technically.
We're not gonna let someone just walk around with an open freaking wound. Medicine.
Yeah, Anzu's the only one who's even aware of this happening.
No, would it be under heal? Because there is a heal.
There's a skill. Yeah, heal would be.
Alright, I'll roll then.
Oh, there's a knowledge medicine.
Yeah, I'll roll.
I believe that's correct. I believe, like...
18.
Where is it?
Wait, look at this.
First aid, long-term skill. Yeah, treat wounds. Yeah.
Engineering, geography, history, local, nature, nobility, planes, and religion.
Yeah, heal would be the best one. Heal would be the correct one to choose. Yeah. If you're ever questioning...
I rolled and got 18.
If you're ever questioning what specific skills kind of entail, there is a little book that will explain to you what that skill means. 18. You kind of your knowledge, like the kind of like the first aid crash course that was kind of like given to you before you left adventuring by like the school and your peers. You kind of are able to kind of look at Magnus again and be like, and kind of question to yourself, is he okay? As far as you're aware, he is fine. He is up and at him. In mechanics terms, he's at full HP, but you still see that open wound. If please do that now. Please, everybody, put y'all's HP to max, or back to what your max would be. Please.
Okay.
I think we already did that.
No.
If y'all haven't done it, please do it now. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna go ahead and just Because I know he can control damage. I
Okay.
can also control healing.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I think all it is just copying like a quick set to max thing. From there, y'all kind of go down. Y'all like this is still a garrison, like a military garrison. So finding like the ability to buy more of your respective ammo types is very simple. Is very simple. Everyone kind of like
All right.
Y'all.
How many arrows? Yeah, how many arrows are in a bundle?
I don't know. There's an equipment compendium. Or
Yeah,
no, weapons and ammo. I know there's an arrow. They have that arrow somewhere. Arrow.
I think 20.
Oh God! I'm at 19. I'd have to see what the price would be to buy a single arrow.
One gold piece for 20.
Oh shit!
Oh, you found it? Where'd you find that at?
Oh, I just accidentally clicked the icon and it sent it to chat. Let me see. If I go to edit item, okay, there it is. The compendium.
Do I have to go in my actual? I think I have to go. I think you have to go in your actual thing and get some more.
Price, 5 copper. I'd have to do a decent bit of math to buy a single arrow.
Or you can just do 10. 10 is 100. 10 is 100 shots.
Huh?
10 would be like 100. Like a single gold piece would be 10 of that. Would be 100 of those.
Yeah, because you can only carry. Well, keep in mind, I'm also at I'm at 31 on my weight, and my max for light load is 38. So I wouldn't want to buy like 100 arrows.
I believe I'm at 70. No, I think 65. Okay, I think I'm at 65 because I think bullets are like I think a gold piece a piece, honestly. Because bullets are expensive. Yeah, they're a gold piece a piece. Yeah, bullets are expensive. Because yes, you're playing a guy with a gun in a fantasy setting. Yeah, you pay for it. I remember like there's always like a thing. There's a thing saying like, oh yeah, the fun like it's compounded how funny a character is. If no matter how complicated the magic system is, it gets infinitely funnier if there's one character who just pulls out a gun.
All right, so it looks like it's about 1 gold for 20 arrows. So I might just buy like another bundle.
Okay.
And just keep it on reserve, basically.
I say Magnus just did that. Magnus just bought a bunch of bullets. Just like, yeah, give me all these bullets. There's a solid question of like, can a blacksmith even make bullets? But it's like, no, the military has guns. The military has guns. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, the military.
All right, that keeps me under my carry limit. So that's
I don't want to be like, oh yeah, Magnus is the only person with guns in this universe. No, the military has guns. It's like they're rare. Trust me. Outside the military, they're a rare thing, but guns are a well-established thing in this world. Is it still like a thing of like, oh shit, that guy has a gun? Yes, but it's not a unique thing. It's not like Critical Role like did that, I remember. Critical Role, like Percival in Critical Role, him having the pepper box was like, oh no. Like this is a plot point that guns are being manufactured like to a wide scale. And it's like his town are like the only ones with guns, basically. Or the primary ones with guns. But so that's always like the funny thing. And it's just like, yeah, we're the only Witchcom is the only one with guns, and it's like, okay, insert Percy with a gun shooting dragons with a gun, and it's like, wow. Anyway, as if there's anything else that the party you believe that you may need on this trek, well,
One of
actually,
my
as
gold pieces
you kind of stop off at
and
this
like
blacksmith, as you stop off at this blacksmith,
bought
you
some
find more pages, more wanted sign, not wanted,
now
help
you have
wanted
18
signs.
now you have 18 flame bullets.
Oh,
And I just need to take 1 gold off of my
As you find more help wanted signs, those same ones for Hamlet. But this one is more properly printed. You find at the bottom of the village of Hamlet help wanted sign, you find speak to brother Wellset for further information.
Okay.
Speak to
I
brother.
turn to Magnus. I'm like, okay, looks like they are. This is where we have the. Looks like this is who we need to talk to.
Speak to correction. Speak to brother Wellset in Hamlet for more information. So yeah. So so y'all do find that paper, and it's like, oh, and he's like, Mags is kind of like, ah, yes, I may have scared the last man off and with the proper information. And you kind of remember like your first meeting of him, like him kind of like being kind of like intimidating towards the guard, who was kind of handing out those the help wanted signs. As y'all continue, is there anything else you believe y'all need for the trip? Other information. There's some other information on the paper. Hamlet is a day and a half travel.
Like I know I only have like, well, then it should work out fine because I have 2 rations.
Yeah, Hamlet is a day and a half worth of travel. From
Let's see
CA.
what. Yeah. Me and Anzu each have 2 rations, so that'll be enough to get us there.
Magnus and Moore have recently just come to a small cache of rations. As if there's nothing else that really nags at y'all feel like y'all need for this upcoming journey, it is partially into the evening. It's in like the late afternoon. No matter what, you're going to have to travel at night. Either trying to get there or kind of like if you can kind of either push through the night or see how far you can get before it's nighttime. There will be a period of time where y'all will have to travel on the road at night. It's just kind of different.
Yeah, I know it's evening, and I basically kind of say, I've always been more comfortable traveling in the dark anyway.
As long Magnus kind of like affirms that choice and is like, I feel this group could deal with any threat on the road.
I mean, I personally wouldn't mind leaving now or in the morning.
Magnus kind of looks over to Anzu and says, Anzu, shall you be joining us?
I look over to him like, you good with leaving now? We'll be traveling in the dark.
Please, I've walked around in the dark before.
With that, y'all kind of leave, and it's several. I would say it's about 2 or 3 hours on foot. The road is considerably less well together on the this is, I mean, the beaten path, frankly. This is This is dirt on the road, weathered by horses. If it were to rain, this would become like mud, basically. This would be mud on the road. As y'all, but y'all are passing outside the port and outside the ocean. You find yourself. This is a well-forested area, very temperate forest. Trees are much taller than y'all, so but not massive, not almost unheard of. You believe that if you stood at the top of Seagate, you could still see for miles around. As y'all are kind of like on your way, it does get to a point, I would say about 3 hours. It is dark. It is now officially like nighttime.
Yeah, I'll say one. Yeah, once it's dark, out of habit, almost like forgetting he's with a group, Talon does kind of let the hood come down on his cloak. Once he's not worried about the light.
In this moment, as y'all kind of pull down that hood, y'all see that stark, almost silver hair that almost glows in the very pale moonlight. That glows, and it's like you see like the kind of like dark silver beard and goatee, and you kind of look at him like very pale, not in the same way that Mort is, but paler. And he kind of like looks around with like those violet eyes, and it's like, and you see him almost come into his nature, almost come into his nature as a person, as a night owl of a person. It is pushing.
Wait, I just realized I can see even in this pitch black, I would be able to see like almost as if it's freaking daylight.
Yes, but no color. Yes, but no color. That is the thing about dark vision. Dark vision does not give you color vision. It just allows you to see. It's like what is like the infrared cameras, where it's like y'all can see stuff.
Yeah,
it's
like
just y'all.
Everything's in grayscale.
Yeah, everything's in like grayscale. Which I never understood. That's what I always never understood about ghost shows when they did like infrared stuff. I always thought it was like, oh, they should be able to see this. They're not seeing this. We're seeing that because we're the audience. We're not seeing when like there's like a presence right next to them. We're not seeing when like an orb of light is right next to them, and it's like, can't y'all see that? Yeah. Anyway, neither here nor there. I think the only show of that I actually watched was like Ghost Adventures. Like my sister used to really watch it, so we were like always watching like Ghost. Like I think she had a crush on the guys, but it was like Ghost Adventures, cool. I never watched like Ghost Hunters that was on Sci-Fi. Ghost Hunters used to annoy me because it always came on when I was trying to watch other shows. Anyway, beyond that, as y'all continue on, y'all come across a bend in the road.
That's right. Is Mort the only one who does not have dark vision?
I don't think I have dark vision. Let me check.
Have it. I can double check my sheet, but I don't think I have it.
I know you don't.
I'm pretty
You're
sure.
I know you don't.
I'm pretty sure Anzu has it.
I think I might have some dark vision. I'm not entirely sure. No, all the bullshit that this race has, I do not have dark. No, I do have dark vision. I do have dark vision. Yep, I do have dark vision. Never mind.
I mean, I have the light. It a cantrip.
Yeah, you can do that. You do it? You would be like it would benefit you specifically.
Yeah.
If not, we're gonna like just guide you around for a bit.
Is it supposed to be there?
As you kind of continue. Yes, I just haven't changed the screen yet, if you're wondering. As you're kind of like being kind of brought around, as y'all are kind of like going around this bend, y'all do see something in the darkness. If y'all can roll me perception checks real quick.
Okay, let me roll that real quick.
Okay, what kind of check?
Perception.
Okay.
Finally, something good.
Would I have a penalty because?
No, if you have the light cantrip, it's still you see the light. Yeah, you still have light.
All right.
Okay.
Let me just make something real quick, and then I'll.
And also, Tyler's not taking. Talon isn't taking a minus one anymore.
Oh, yep. Anzu does have dark vision.
Okay. Like I said, I think
All right.
Mort was the only one who didn't have dark vision.
Perception check.
Perception check, okay.
So far, everyone's seeing this. As y'all kind of continue.
Would you say that you're used to being out this late at dark and relying on your dark vision?
I literally said earlier that I walked out in the dark before.
As y'all continue. Y'all found a small, what looks to be like a small abandoned shack. Off the road. It's like a small beaten path that leads to almost what's like being an abandoned shack. There's a roof on it. There's like a thatch roof. Magnus kind of gestures and says, we could sleep there for the night. It does have a roof over our heads. And then in the morning make our way to Hamlet. Hopefully there before another night comes. If y'all would like to put y'all tokens on board, y'all can.
I'm good either way. I don't have a problem with traveling at night either, though.
Like that is fair. We've just had but we have had such a tiring night. I wish if anyone would like to rest, we could, even for an hour.
Figure out how to. Trying to figure out how to actually put my token on the.
Go to actors, and then you should be able to drag your character. Can y'all still not drag y'all characters on board?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I just did that.
Okay. No, I couldn't do anything.
I'll look into that after because I had to fix a bunch of stuff like this right before the game or anyway. You see like Magnus, he does like, even if it's for a short rest, I would think it'd be positive if we do travel through the night that we're not tired. If not, that is fine.
I'm good with what everyone else wants to do.
I mean, I gonna try. Like, are we gonna decide who keeps watch?
I shall keep watch. That is.
Oh, I have no problem. I have no problem taking first watch either.
Good. as y'all, I mean, if like y'all kind of like come to this area. Also, I fixed the whole rotating thing, so now we don't rotate a bunch of times when we're moving. As y'all come to this area, like this like I say room. As y'all come to this like shack, it's very much just a large room. It doesn't seem like it's been lived in for a very long time. It's like basically just it's very much the
Only about
it's
only about 20 square feet.
yeah. It's about the roof and the four walls. Like anything that would have been of value has been taken by this point. So yeah. One second. Yada, yada. As y'all kind of like kind of like chill out for that for this hour. If give me everybody give me perception checks.
What checks?
Perception.
Okay.
I keep on forgetting that old boy has to do that too.
Perception.
No, freaking
Some- Something tells me Talon did take a bit of power nap there.
Are you serious?
Anzu too, apparently. So the only person who hears this, or hears, the better word is feels. As Talon kind of like finds himself like kind of like relaxing, and Anzu kind of like is almost like sound asleep. Magnus is awake and kind of still looking around.
What about Mort?
Get into Mort. As Mort is kind of thinking, is kind of also kind of like dozing off. Something he realizes that if he falls asleep, that thing's going to happen. And that snaps him back awake. But the worst thing about it is it still feels like the same. It still feels like that same feeling that he gets when he goes to sleep is still present. And that's when he hears it. What sounds like rattling chains echoes off the trees. Like as if it's being dragged along the road itself. And almost projected by some force to make it sure he hears it. The rattle of chains. And as Mort kind of like readies himself, there's a moment when in succession, each of you kind of pick up on that. Magnus quickly readies himself. Anzu's ears perk. Talon pick up. Is a moment of like, what is that? Now it is loud enough to be heard from where you are, but you still don't see the source of it. You see like Magnus kind of gestures to Talon, and Talon definitely says like, ready yourself.
Yeah. I pull my sword out, and then I'm just like, okay. I think we need to be ready.
Does anyone else draw weapons? Drawing a weapon is a
Well,
action. I like to say that. That's like the biggest thing that I was like kind of. I won't say doing wrong. It's like a move. Like that is a move action. So just want to tell y'all that.
Yeah, so we draw weapons before combat.
Yeah.
Do it. I'll draw my rapier.
I'll be pulling out my shield and my mace.
Okay. Unless you're level, unless you're a gunslinger level 3, the gunslinger level 3 gets to pull out their gun, a part of initiative. Can't wait for level 3. You see kind of Magnus play point man here, and he does leave first. Does anyone follow him?
Yeah. I'll step out. Probably gonna try and leave room for the other two to get out.
Magnus gestures for everyone for the other two to follow.
Yeah. Yeah, you gonna follow?
Yeah.
Alright, remember double click the bar and then you can drag your token.
Okay.
Okay, you can kind of leave room for Anzu to step behind.
Here we go.
It's a very slow approach from all of you. Very like slow approach. I would like to say, who do you want to be playing point man? If no one else will take it, Magnus will play point man.
Magnus is the ranged person, so our melee should probably take point.
Okay, so Magnus does step back and let you kind of. Oh, I'm still clicking on everybody. Give me a second. Deselect everybody. Damn it. Okay. Magnus does kind of step back
Okay.
and kind of let everybody else, like, let's who else wants to be point man go in.
Yeah, I'll go up to kind of point. Is Anzu gonna take point or hold back?
Trying to think on what I should do because I have two weapons that one is more melee and the other one is more range.
It's the same for me, but
if no one else is gonna step up, then I will.
Okay. All the while, as this is happening, you hear almost like you hear that rattle of chains. As you kind of continue on, you suddenly a new noise enters the cacophony. Almost like breath being snatched away from you in that last moment. And it's kind of like heard sporadic from the jingle of chains. Just as y'all continue, Mort, is that where you were? I mean, everyone place themselves in a position they want to be right now.
where you want to start
Yeah,
combat.
I'm probably just gonna be staying right here for now.
You're staying right there.
Is Anzu gonna step forward?
Probably right there is gonna be better.
Alright.
Alright, click and drag.
I forgot to put my max HP. Does everyone? About to say everyone does have max HP.
Do you want to go up? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know I do.
Okay, everyone.
You want to come up close to me, or
Yeah, we're.
I'm right here.
Magnus is going to be here in this bush. Do you want to be side by side? Okay. With that, as y'all kind of continue, as y'all continue kind of like thinking, listening to this, whatever this noise is, whatever is causing this noise, in that pale moonlight, hovering about 5 feet above the ground, it's almost it. You would think this thing would be silent if the rattle of chains didn't. If you didn't hear the rattle of chains. Larger than any of you, even Magnus. Almost as if looking upon a jellyfish. Almost as if looking upon a jellyfish. But each of its long stingers is a rusted, barbed chain with hooks on the end. The gelatinous head looking like a series of skulls. And the thick mesh underbelly of it appearing to be almost like a matted form of hanging intestines. That screaming noise coming from it. It appears from the darkness. As you look upon it, two what almost look like smaller fish-like creatures appear. Almost small orbs, a strange mixture of two hovering orbs that look like a strange mixture of a koi fish and a splatter of blood appear flanking it. If I can show the second one. Wow, why can't I show? Okay, there we go. There are two of these. Yeah. There we go. Y'all should be able to see this one. Yeah, y'all should be able to see. Should be three altogether. As y'all continue.
Yeah, I see them.
As y'all continue, we are going to enter into combat. So, please, roll initiative, everybody.
Let's get this party started.
Okay. Where is it? There it is.
Initiative.
Okay.
It's on your summary page.
The creature, since it is a bit of a homebrew creature of my own design, I will tell y'all the name happily. It is referred to as a dread lantern. You see as it pulses,
Where is it?
It's on summary.
Yeah, I'm on summary.
And then down here towards
Roll a
the
one.
initiative.
What?
Damn.
Oh, this right there?
I got 2.
Oh, I thought you rolled a 1 for a second.
No, I got no dex bonus.
I was about to say, I thought you rolled a 1 for a second. Okay. And this is initiative. Begin encounter. Talon, you are up first. What do? You witness this creature, this almost amalgam of chains and inner and bloody organs, kind of hover there, almost like I said, like a jellyfish in water.
How high is it hovering? Is it within striking range?
Yes, it's still within striking range. You can get into melee with this thing. You can.
Okay.
It's hovering.
In that
It
case,
can't be knocked prone. That's what you know.
Alright, so it can't be knocked prone.
Yeah, basically that's what hover implies. It's like you can't be knocked prone.
Alright.
Or
I
take
kind
fall
of give
damage.
like a
Or take fall damage for that matter.
what do you say?
Or take fall damage.
I don't know if this would use a move action. Like if I did like a hand signal to Magnus to signal like I'll take the big one in melee, try to snipe out the small ones.
Magnus understands. Magnus would understand what you're getting at. Yeah, no, that
And
would be an
then-
action. That'll be a free action.
Yeah.
Free action to cry, everybody. Anyway.
Yeah, because the whole like, obviously the hand signal thing being.
Insert everyone taking
then
sign language
I'll
as their
charge-
language.
Make the swing. If I can find my, there it is.
That's a 17. That will hit.
Okay, so when I cut it, I can tell that, yep, this thing does bleed.
I mean, saying it bleeds is a weird way of putting that because, as you see, all of it's bloody. All of it's bloody, almost like a red mist is around it. You strike at it. You cut through those the long barbed stingers and hit into like that mesh of organ. And you see like not just a mesh of like innards. You see you almost see and feel almost like a tangled mesh of almost like picture like a washing scrubber made of barbed wire inside of it. And you strike that. It kind of like recoils in almost like that like weirdly like graceful way that that whatchamacallums do, that jellyfish do. It is now one of these smaller creatures, what is referred to as a sturge. It quickly moves in and it does attack you.
Okay.
That's a 23
Oh
to hit.
shit.
That's a 23 to hit. It rolled like what, a 17?
My lord.
Shit. Yeah, my AC is 17.
Yeah. It does not deal inherent damage to you. You feel that it almost like it wasn't going for an attack. It almost like grasped onto you. It grasps onto you. But as that happens, at the end of its turn, give me a second. You feel like it's a lot easier to kind of attack at this point. But as it kind of like clamps on, and before you go to like almost swat it away, you take 1 point of Constitution damage. So you don't take damage to your immediate vitals, but you feel like almost your vitality in general is being drained by this creature, and you see like it begin to bloat a bit. An extra fifth of its size. And it is now the next one's turn. Oh yeah, it is now the next one's turn. This one, as it sees its companions kind of like in combat with you, it is going to move and is going to attack Anzu. It will perform that same attack. Also rolling a 23. It now as these two as these bloody koi fish come around and kind of like almost kind of like dig into both of you. There's this moment where it's holding on to both of you. Anzu, you feel that your vitality drain as you also take 1 point of Constitution damage. For until this goes away, you have -1 to your Constitution. I mean, you lose 1 point of Constitution. So whatever your Constitution score is, -1 that for the foreseeable future. For at least this combat. So yeah, so anything that would call for like a fortitude save going off your Constitution, that will also be affected if you go beyond a certain threshold. Next turn, the Dread Lantern's turn. Seeing Talon coming in and attacking it, it quickly. Oh
god, that actually did reduce that did actually reduce my hit points too.
Oh, did it? Holy shit.
Yeah, it knocked me from 18 to 16.
How did that do that? Because is it each of its turns? I thought it was just end of its turn.
Oh, no. It's because my constitution
Because they're
is
level 2.
exactly 12.
No, I'm trying to question end of its turn. So I thought so. That should only be at the end of its turn. It's not the end of each turn.
No, I put a one. I put a 1 to my to drain on
Oh,
constitution.
you did it. Oh, you did that. I thought I did that. Okay.
Oh, you actually reduced something?
No, I thought I had touched something, or I ended its turn, or I ended that Sturgis turn, so I thought that did something. That was just you putting in the Kazu. If you can do that with Anzu's character, please.
Yeah, I already did it.
Okay, that is good. As that as that you both feel like your vitality drained, this creature, the Dread Lantern, is going to attack. That's a
Okay.
15.
Yeah, that
does
missed.
not hit. That does not hit. And now it is. You see, like, it lash out with one of those chains. Anzu, it is now your turn. Oh, does it do it at the beginning of your turn or something like that? I don't know.
I would recommend trying to kill the thing sucking on your arm.
Yeah, I'll try to swing my
Giant
rapier.
fucking mosquitoes.
Mm.
Can she maneuver her rapier to kind of stab the thing off of her
You
arm?
can still attack it. Y'all can still attack these things. They're not like super protected. They are actually easier
All
to
right,
hit
is
because
this
of
thing
that.
right here that's next to my?
Yeah, make an attack roll.
Couldn't be
Since
too
it's
hard
like
to take down.
stationary, wouldn't its AC count as like flat-footed?
Wait, did it click? I think I might have accidentally clicked twice. I can't tell if it clicked.
Nothing went through.
You click it.
All you have to do is just
All
click
right.
it. Click the rapier
Yeah.
thing on your character, and it should do it.
And then
Yeah, it should do attack roll and damage automatically.
she has it right here.
No.
No,
Oh,
look,
quick.
right here, quick action.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, y'all should have quick actions. Like
18 for 3 damage.
you try your best. You stab into it, try to pry it off, and try to like pry it off yourself. It seems definitely worse for wear because of it, but it is still attacking you. Magnus kind of like still like in like Magnus has a moment where he doesn't wish to mess up and shoot one of you, goes to shoot the bigger threat. Magnus does something. Ironically enough, I think that still hits. If I'm not wrong.
You were aiming at one of the Sturges?
I'm aiming at the big one.
Oh.
Beats it. This thing does not have high AC.
Well, yeah, it's a frickin' jellyfish.
That's still 8 damage.
Look, I love all things to do with the sea, but this is ridiculous. Well, you said jellyfish, so that's why I said that.
You fire into it. You see Magnus gun quickly, bang, fires into it. There's a sudden burst through it as this thing takes like a great deal of damage from that singular shot. Next
You should find a soundboard.
Next is Mort's turn. You kind of see these things lashed on
Yeah,
the
I see.
companions, and Mags is just fired into this creature.
If you get close, you might actually be able to beat it off of one of us. You know, almost like a hold, like a hold still kind of thing.
Yeah,
Just a
I'm
suggestion.
gonna move right here,
Okay.
just like passing through Anzu's space and then moving to the left, so that I can attack the Sturge that's on Anzu, because that's pretty much the only thing I can do.
Do you have any spells that might work on it, or are you just gonna beat it?
I mean, I got a few spells as I see, but nothing that I think would work pretty well right now. So I'm just gonna smack it with my mace. If it would have hit,
I don't think that hits.
no, that's an 8.
I think that's a bit off.
Probably would have killed it if it connect, because that's 11
their
damage.
AC, no, their AC's low. I know what their AC is now. No, that does not hit. Yeah. With that is the end of your turn.
When they're attached to us, does that count as like flat-footed, or
They have a lower AC when they're attached to y'all. They do have a lower AC when they're attached to y'all. It is now Talon's turn.
Okay, I would like to continue what I'm doing with the big guy, but I'm going to try to get this thing off of me.
I think that should hit.
That does hit.
Yeah. Roll a 14.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Freaking cat made a really loud crashing sound, and we could hear it from up here.
Okay, but yeah, 14. Yeah, that hits, but I know from Anzu's turn that didn't kill it.
What the hell did you do, Precious? Precious, where are you? What did you do down here?
As that continues, there is it does have a moment of it does not attack you again, but it does continue to drain you for almost like kind of gaining almost continue to grow in size. Same thing happens with that second one, where it's like with that other one, it was like both of them now connected to you, connected to you both, like draining your vitality. You both take another point of Constitution damage. Yeah, both of you do. It is now the Dread Lantern's turn. It is going to take a swing at and it's going to take a swing at that's a hit.
Yep.
Oh Lord.
Can you give me a Fortitude save real quick? It's a 6. That's a fail.
Yeah, I have a flat save.
So let me get the stat block real quick so I can tell you what's going to happen now. Yada yada. Oh, Mort, I gotta talk to you about something after the game. By the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Don't be mad at me, dog. Don't be mad at me. But okay. Okay. You're going to take this much. You're going to take this much in dexterity damage. Holy shit! Holy shit!
5.
What was that? A 1d6?
Yeah? Holy
Damn.
shit! Yeah, I know, right? No, you do still take actual damage. I think you take, it doesn't say what kind of damage. Let's go with slashing. You take 5 slashing damage here. And this one will be the dexterity damage. Oh, he's a 1. You take 5
Oh, seriously.
slashing.
Alright, so you're flip. Okay, so take 1 dexterity damage and 5 slashing.
We need to kill these fuckers quick.
Yeah. So is that your HP you have? So are you down to like what? 11?
11.
Yeah. 11
Oh.
HP. So yeah.
Okay.
Y'all as you continue with that, Anzu, is now your turn.
Alright. Get that thing off your arm.
Yeah.
Oh, also another thing.
Sting his gut.
A third thing, Talon. You are now grabbed.
Oh.
Yeah, this thing, like...
Can I attack it while grabbed, or...?
I'm looking that up real quick. Give me 1 second. As you are... I need 1E. As this thing slashes into you feel yourself kind of like get wrapped in like the mess of barbed wire hooks, and like even entrails, and you're now caught by this thing. Indicate an attack and deals normal damage to attempt to start a grapple as a free action without provoking an attack opportunity unless another grab can only be used against target size smaller. Target uses a grab and a creature within a size with a special attack line. Yada yada yada.
Just occasion for those who are being sucked on by the Sturges. If your Constitution score reaches 0, you're just dead.
Yeah. I know. Oh, this would actually be.
I was more saying that for a.
You're not guaranteed. Okay, so you're not guaranteed grabbed. You do have the. He has to make a what is called. He has to make a grab check against you, basically. So this would be combat maneuvers. Is this right?
Okay. Okay, my CMD is 16, so he missed.
16. Wait. This might be because I messed up. Because I will say this: creatures with the grab special attack receive a +4 bonus to combat maneuvers checks made to maintain a grapple, to start or maintain a grapple. So that would actually be 18.
Shit.
Yeah.
What is CMD?
Basically it's your AC for combat maneuvers. Basically, it's your AC for combat maneuvers. Whenever somebody tries to like charge you or trip you or something like that, that is you go off your CMD. I think it's combat maneuvers difficulty. That's what it is. Combat maneuvers difficulty. So yeah. What is being
Anzu
grabbed?
stabbed the little.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
Anzu stabbed the Sturge.
Okay. As you feel that those tentacles wrapped around you, you feel that cutting like there's that cutting barbed energy, barbed metal that continues to cut into you and almost like that ethereal blood that covers this thing. It's almost like you feel that is that poison that is slowly draining you. If you don't get out of this quickly, that poison and that damage is going to continue on you. That same like that fatiguing drain is going to continue. Anzu, as you see this creature now grab Talon, there's you raise your rapier and almost like with the butt of it, bash this creature off of you until finally it lets go. It lets go. That one is, which one's that? That one's that one. And it drops dead. It is now Magnus's turn. Magnus is going to, of course, see the predicament that his companion is in, and he is going to fire. $13, I believe that still hits.
Should. Didn't he roll a 12 last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
There's that moment when as that poison the barbs are digging into you, all you hear is that familiar sound of bang. And as you hear like almost like a deflated scream, and as almost all that air is sucked out for a moment, and this creature almost drops to the ground with almost like a heavy wet thud. As you look over, as Magnus kind of holds that gun aloft as he's killed the Dread Lantern. It did not have a lot of
Excuse me, how
HP.
much HP did that thing have?
Not a lot. I'm gonna tell y'all that. Not a lot. But y'all better be happy that thing did not have a lot of HP. Mort, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna get this thing to stop sucking on me.
Move over and attack the Sturge.
Okay. Make a roll, sir.
Oh, come on!
That is a nat 1. Wow, you rolled max damage for that too. You rolled max damage.
He was trying too hard to not hit my arm.
Y'all are gonna hate me for this. They're gonna hate me for this. Cody, roll me a d20 real quick.
Flat D20?
Yep. Hope you roll high.
Okay.
Hope you roll up. /
How,
R1d20. / R1d20.
Oh no.
As you go to strike the Sturge, you swing like this you miss it, and you do strike Talon. This is going to deal the what is your damage? Not the full damage, not that.
That's 10 damage.
Not that.
Okay.
What is the base of let's say you deal 4 damage. 4 damage. So that's basically your that's 1 point of bludgeoning damage, and all the rest is like the
a bonus to hit.
Yeah. So that's gonna be 4 points of damage dealt to. So what, a 7 now? It's a 7. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, 4 points of damage. There's that moment where you like Talon reels back and it's like, you fucking hit me. With that, it is now, I believe, Talon's turn. Yes, it is now top of the initiative. It is now Talon's turn.
Alright, I'm getting this thing off my arm.
Barely. You
That's literally the AC.
yeah, his AC is 12. Well, when it's attached to somebody, his AC is 12. When it's attached to somebody, its AC is 12. With that final moment, you are that with the pissed off energy of just you were just struck. You grab this thing almost like tear it off.
Yeah, I'll just say I tear it off, throw it on the sword, then just stab it. Not sword, on the ground and just stab it.
You kind of look at all three of these. If anyone can give me a quick let me see. I believe knowledge planes would work. Knowledge planes or knowledge religion would work here.
Flat, either the flat for me.
Holy shit.
I'm
Oh,
just pissed
God.
right now.
Yeah, you were
I'm
just
just pissed right
stomping
now.
this thing. You were just stomping onto this thing right now. I swear to God, if we would have ended this session with another fucking 0, I would have I swear, like,
Yeah.
if anyone wants to make a
So you said planes or religion?
planes or religions, you can do either one of those.
Okay. Try knowledge planes right here. It's the die right next to that book.
– 16. Okay.
Oh, wow. That might pass.
That one won't.
Two nat ones.
Wow, that's 2 nat 1. We've been rolling weird today. We've been rolling really weird today. The two
We've been having high highs and low lows.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Morton Anzu, there's a moment where as y'all are like dealing with these as you've looked at all this, you kind of Mort, based on the studies you've been doing, this creature, what you know from very sporadic texts, almost like a boogeyman of sorts. A dread lantern is almost like is a creature it's not a fiend. It's not a being. It is a being of the lower planes, but it is almost equatable to like an elemental, like an elemental of emotion that exists, where there are areas of heavy discomfort, fear, negative emotions, all kind of coalescing into a violent creature that does look, in some facsimile, as a jellyfish. It is there to lacerate, constrict, make someone lethargic and with fear. It is a terrifying creature. Obviously not as powerful as you expect it to be, but still a threat for like for a lone warrior, for a person who's wandered too far at night. Anzu, you know much the same information. This fact is you know kind of sonnets, dirges that talk about the fear that comes with these creatures from the dread lanterns. They say dread lanterns they come from the plane of shadows, a place where your nightmares run free, and they're an extension of very dark gods. Of very dark gods. Did I say it again?
I think she heard you.
Yeah.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
thought something else. As this continues, I'll say like this. Talon, you would know the best thing to kind of help this situation, to help your current situation, is a good night's rest. you and Anzu's situation would be a good night's rest.
Okay. Okay. I think we need to set up camp and try to recover.
Magnus kind of agrees, saying, "I do not envy your predicament, friend. I do believe it would be better if I were to keep watch for the night while you and Anzu recuperated."
All right. Yeah, I'll just go back.
Oh, I need to do that,
Please.
don't I?
Yeah.
I see wood and stuff here. We could probably kind of barricade the door just in case.
Yay. You all kind of like, as y'all finish, y'all kind of like find yourselves back in that small shack, all kind of like allowing yourselves to kind of breathe. Magnus, like he said, is keeping watch, trying his best to keep watch over everything. Anzu and Talon are kind of recovering from the attacks. Mort.
Yeah, I know Pathfinder doesn't really do the hit die thing. So how much HP do we recover from resting for the night? I think it's like a certain amount per hour.
It is one per, I believe. Give me a second. I will look into this so we can do that beginning of next session. Before the beginning of next session. As Magnus kind of keeps watching everything. Mort, what are you doing for the night?
I probably will just do like some idle conversation with the rest of the party before we all go to sleep.
Okay. Magnus again kind of like look. I mean, Magnus seems like he's kind of more concerned with like keeping an eye out. He like this kind of like, and I want to say rattled him. He just doesn't like the idea of like, hey, I don't like the idea of being attacked in my sleep. I believe everyone else.
Yeah, that put me about to 9 HP. I was down to half, but given I told the priest, I figure I fought with these guys. I will just say, not saying too much, but I will let Mort know. Due to an event in my past, I was cursed. So if we're ever in, we're likely to be in combat again. I think it's best you know. Standard positive healing does not work on me, but I believe you, as a cleric, you should know some spells that have the opposite effect.
Would it be okay if I tried something?
Sure.
Okay, let me see.
Might be good to do this before resting because you'll get the spell slot back, actually.
Yeah. I'm going to cast a spell that normally damages people. Are you okay with this?
Yes. Fire away.
And it kills him. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I think you just have to click it on your character sheet.
Yeah, you have to click on your character sheet.
Hold on.
Thinking about it. Thinking about it. I can roll it. I have it right here. Okay, there it is.
Yep. Inflict light wounds, healing 4. Okay. Trying to see how. Oh, yep. There it is.
You feel no worse for wear. Oh, I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
It actually put
I know.
their HP to 0. Okay. You feel, again, that same thing that happened before, like that negative times a negative, kind of finding its own positive direction and healing the wounds.
I know for seeing this happen, Mort probably get. I would say it'd be fair if he gets like a check to kind of get like some kind of idea of what's going on.
Well, the only clues I had to go off of was like you were cursed with something, and I thought I might as well experiment.
You're
So I'm on to something, but Mort isn't exactly like Mort doesn't know specifically that you are what you are.
as y'all kind of continue. Would all of y'all say y'all go to sleep for the night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Anzu, are you kind of like heading off to sleep for the night?
Yes.
As the night, as night goes on, Max of course keeps his watch as he promised. Keeps his watch as promised. We kind of focus on one person for a moment. We focus on Mort. In that moment when you find yourself dozing off to sleep, when the REM hits and now you begin to dream, you feel almost at your back. You feel almost hands as don't they touch your back, but not in a forceful way. Almost like trying their best to be comforting to you. In that moment, you feel the caress of another being touching you. As you begin to almost dream, there's a moment where you realize what's happening. And in that moment, you force yourself awake. And with that, as the morning light hits all of you, Magnus falling asleep at some point during the watch, is going to be the end of session 2. We thank you all for being here, and hope you will join us again next week for Day of Sundering. Goodbye.